Fan Life Fan TV. I'm joined here by Adam and Tina, Panthers fans who have made the long trip tonight. What was the journey like, guys?
Pretty trouble-free, to be honest. There
Good.
wasn't really a lot on the roads. We caught a little bit of traffic in Yorkshire, but after that, we sailed up no problem.
Good.
Yep.
So big support coming for the Panthers for this triple weekend?
It would seem so, yes. I think there's a supporters club coach coming up, and lots of sort of independent travellers. So we expect to see the away blocks quite full tonight.
Okay, good. That's always good. Plenty of beer to be bought then.
Well, do you want to answer that one? Throw that one over to Tina.
Well, I mean, we always enjoy a triple header.
Yeah.
I know the players don't enjoy it so much, but it's always an opportunity for Panthers fans to, come up here and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, so can we expect a conga tonight?
Well,
We're not allowed to do that these days, are we?
no. I think the last time I witnessed a conga, I think we'd just won the league in Belfast.
Yeah,
so we had something to celebrate then.
Yeah.
We don't break the conga out very often, only for extreme celebratory purposes. Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on tonight's game? What's the key Panthers players that we should be looking out for tonight?
Well, I mean, it's been a little bit tough recently. I mean, we've not been in the greatest of form, so there isn't really any players that are showing a lot of form at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, I think if we are to get anything out of tonight's game, it's probably going to be a bit scrappy,
right.
and we're going to have to probably score an ugly goal or two to get anything past Glasgow. But I think in terms of players to watch out for, it's just the guys that turn up, week in, week out, like Ollie Betteridge and Matt Myers. They're the guys that sort of give the team the spark that we need. I mean, a lot of the import forwards, have been flattering to deceive recently. So, but you've got an import forward that you can pronounce the name of that I can't, who's been doing quite well recently.
Yeah, I mean, we did a podcast earlier today in the pub, and we've sort of talked about Boivin, Christophe Boivin. He was starting to link up really well with Kevin Demain, who had a really nasty looking injury down in Cardiff, and so he's going to be out fairly long term, and he's been looking a bit lost without him, to be honest. He's been struggling to get that rapport going with anybody else.
Right.
So he's a nippy forward. He can get himself in the right places.
Yeah.
I think he's just struggling to find anybody to link up with at the minute with the absence of Demain.
Okay. Yeah. So what's your thoughts on tonight? What's the prediction? These games are hard to predict. And last game, when we had a chat, Adam said it would be difficult for Glasgow to take anything from that game, but they came away with the 2 points.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts tonight? Will that be a reverse result, do you think?
I think it's going to be a hard game for Panthers, I really do. I mean, you're off the back of a good win against Fife in midweek. We came off the back of a defeat to Fife on Sunday. Yeah. So, I think our guys have got a bit to prove. Yeah. We won the game on the Saturday against Sheffield, but that was a bit of a dead rubber in the Challenge Cup. Okay. And I think some of the youngsters got a bit more ice time. But, I think it's going to be hard tonight because, it sounds like you've got a good crowd that's going to be coming in. So it'll be quite a good atmosphere, quite boisterous. And, we've got our own fans up here in good numbers as well, so it should be a good atmosphere. But I think it's going to be a close game. Yeah.
I can't push in a prediction. What about you, Tina?
Well, I'll go for...
You've not enough to drink,
look, we were talking earlier on the Cats Whiskers podcast about how the weekend would go and how we thought it might go. And I thought tonight was the game that we might lose. I said that we get 4 points out of the 6 this weekend. I thought we'd win tomorrow at Dundee and on Sunday in Kirkcaldy. Okay. And I think we might lose tonight. So there you go. I mean, I reckon it'll be a good game, but I think we might sort of lose by 1 goal or so. It'll be a tight one. Yeah.
Tina?
Yeah, not too dissimilar. I'm a bit on the fence with tonight's game because I think the first goal is probably key, because if we can take the clan crown out of it, then that helps us an awful lot with the travelling support that we've got. I mean, we're expecting quite a lot. Yeah. I mean, I bought the tickets for this game, and when I came to buy them, there was nothing in the away block. So I know there's a lot of us here. So if we can, dampen your crowd, get our voices going, obviously that will give our guys, some motivation and some heart to, kind of make up for Sunday's defeat against the Flyers. I mean, we now owe them one. They took points out of our barn, so we need to answer in in good faith. But I'm unsure about this one because you guys have had a good start, and I think you've played less than half the games that Dundee have, and you've just overtaken them in the table. So I mean, I think that says a lot about how you guys are intending to attack the Elite League, even with your late start. So this one, I don't know. I genuinely, I think an overtime result would be a good result, quite frankly. If we take a win out of it, fantastic. But I'd be satisfied with a point. I wouldn't be happy with it, but I'd be satisfied.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. Again, it's difficult to call, and I'll go for a narrow Clan win, but I could be proven wrong. I went for a Panthers win the last time, and I was wrong with that. So let's just wait and see. But enjoy the game, and thanks for taking time.
Man of the match for the Nottingham Panthers, number 43, Mathieu Trissignon. Nottingham Panthers. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Nottingham Panthers. No presentation, but please acknowledge the fans who voted. The Clan Man of the Match is the Proximo 3 sponsor, number 44, Paul D. Saul.
It's Calla York, and I'm here with Adam and Tina after a win, 4-1 for the Panthers. How do you feel about that win?
Happy. Very happy. Bit unexpected. I didn't think it was a 4-1 game. I thought it was very nip and tuck. I mean, I must admit it wasn't the best game in the world in terms of quality. I thought there were lots of mistakes on both sides, lots of sort of turnovers, and I think a lot of the passing was quite choppy and not very fluent. And there was never any sort of time where one side was in the ascendancy.
No,
it's just like back and forth. Mistake one end, mistake at the other. I mean, you look at the scoreline 4-1. I think it makes it look like Panthers were in the ascendancy, but it wasn't really. It was a far more even game than that.
I think it was a pretty even first period, and then Clan took the lead with Wah, got clean through and knocked it in. But I think at that time Clan didn't really deserve to be ahead. I thought it was an even game. Panthers obviously got the equaliser and then got that second just before the buzzer, which was probably a big goal to get.
Well, I mean, sorry, I did want to jump in there because, I mean, you say that Clan probably didn't deserve to be ahead. But if you're going to be ahead, it's going to be Wah that's going to score it. I mean, we've seen him do it for you. We've seen him do it for Sheffield. He's a sniper. He's the kind of sniper that Adam loves. He's
Yeah.
me and anybody who doesn't listen to our podcast, me and Adam, we have mass debates about this all the time. Adam is of the the camp that wants to see a sniper, put 30, 40 goals away, and I'm one of these who wants to see a team that grafts and puts scoring, all the way through the lines. But you can't deny that somebody like Matthew Waugh is very valuable to any team that he plays in. So it wasn't a surprise that he got the goal.
Yeah, he's contributed in every game, and it was, I don't know the guy's name, I was just putting numbers through it. Was it Toussaint? He had a wee fight with Dyson Stevenson.
In the first period.
Nice finish for the second goal, followed it up well. A bit of a pest, to be honest. He's getting under the Clan fans' skin a wee bit. Is that normal for him?
Yeah, he's a chippy player. He's a chippy player. He likes to put himself about a bit. I think the issue for him though is that there's no sort of physicality on the rest of the roster.
Right. Okay.
So he goes around and runs his mouth off and tries to get under the skin of opposition players, but there's no sort of real out-and-out enforcer or size on our roster that can.
But he ends up having to enforce himself.
Exactly. So he's got to sort of like talk the talk and walk the walk, and get involved in the fighting and drop his gloves. And I mean, to be fair, he came out very much second best tonight. In the fight. It's definitely a home win, I think. In
he
terms
had the last
of that.
laugh in the end.
Well, I suppose he did with the goal.
To go and get the third goal. And I think that when Clan were pushing to get the equaliser, breakaway, and the Panthers get it, then they get the empty net goal for 4-1. And it's that man who takes up the man of the match as well.
Absolutely. I mean, he made a difference. He gets the game-winning goal with the second goal on the night, and he's one of those guys that I think if you had maybe more fighters, enforcers around him, he'd really sort of come into his own. He's not done too bad so far this season. He's probably put up decent points for if you look at his career. I think you get more out of him if there was an out-and-out enforcer that was on the same line as him. But we haven't got that, so we've just got to get on with what we've got. And
I think he needs to have an Adam Keefe to the Darryl Lloyd sort of, because that's the kind of ideal when you're looking for somebody who is chippy like Toussaint. You need somebody like an Adam Keefe who can back up, and that was a perfect partnership. I absolutely loathed and despised Darryl Lloyd, but he did his job for Belfast absolutely perfectly. And he knew he had the backup, so he knew he could go and do what he was best at. I mean, he was a good player, don't get me wrong, he scored goals and everything else, but what he was best at was getting under the skin of opposition players.
So in the day, 2 points, you'll be delighted with that. You move on tomorrow to Dundee, and then 5. What's your thoughts for the next couple of games?
Well, it's a good start. 2 points from the first game, and we roll on to Dundee tomorrow, and it's going to give the players confidence. After the debacle against Fife last Sunday, it wasn't very good. It's all about winning games, rolling on confidence, taking that momentum from game to game. I think Dundee is still a bit short benched. I think they've got a few guys back now.
I think Haas is returning.
So we better look out tomorrow if Haas is about.
Toussaint
might have a busy night, trying to do a bit of enforcing and policing.
Haas was a bit of a pest when he came down to
He certainly was. But it's a good start for the weekend, isn't it? And I thought we'd get sort of 2 wins out of 3 this weekend. If we win tomorrow, then it almost means that we can sort of play on Sunday against Fife with a bit more freedom.
Sure.
Because it might be that the team think that 2 out of 3 wins is decent. It's almost like par for the course. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'd like to think that the same fans that have been here tonight supporting the Panthers will go on to Dundee tomorrow and make their presence felt, and it'll be a good atmosphere, because I'm sure Dundee will have a lot of home fans in the building as well.
Sure they will. They've been selling out most of the games.
I'm just glad that it's not a 0 point weekend. At
the end of the day, you deserved the win in the end, I would say. I don't think it was a 4-1 game, but you take the points, and this league's that tight. It depends, a bit of luck in the night, or some team turns up and another one doesn't. We're off to Coventry tomorrow. It's a long trip down there. We'll be looking to try and get some there, which will be tough. And then we're back here on Sunday against the Belfast Giants, which will be another tough one. So,
well, you've got a hard schedule. 3 games in 3 nights is always hard for anybody. Because we haven't got the biggest rosters in the world, have we? This year we've got slightly reduced roster sizes. So. It's all about managing minutes from the coach. He's got to make sure that he doesn't sort of overskate players and sort of burn them out, or expose them maybe to more injury. It's going to be interesting. But I think it's going to be a tough game for you tomorrow at Coventry. You know, Coventry, I think they had a really good start, but they've just tailed off a little bit in the last few games. So it depends, like you say. You know, any team can beat each other on a given night. It's you know, it's all about how the puck bounces. And tonight it went in our favour. Yeah. If we'd not scored that goal just before the end of the second period, might have been a different outcome tonight.
What I've been pleased with the Clan so far this season is every game they've been in the game,
been competitive.
We've not been beaten by 7 or 8 goals yet.
Well, I think there is potential given the other results that we've
for
seen.
any team.
You can't have an odd night where it just goes badly, but so far I think we've competed, and I think as a fan that's all you can really ask. If your team turns up, competes,
absolutely.
You win some, you'll lose some, but tonight we come out on the wrong side. But all the best for the weekend. Appreciate you taking the time, having a chat.
Thank you very much, Callum.
Enjoy your weekend. I'm sure there'll be a few beers and wines drunk tonight.
Just a few,
and rightly so.
A few celebratory ones.
All the best for the weekend.
Thank you very much, mate.
Cheers.
All the best. Cheers.